It's the Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update for Friday, January 31st. I'm Ryan Phelps.
My girls are very emotional. They're very excited. They're emotional. Half of my team, I have a team of 28 girls. 15 of them are seniors this year. Many of them have started when they were in the 4th grade.
That's Sharon Tice, president of the Minnesota Cheerleading Coaches Association and also the head coach at Plainview Elgin Millville. Since she took over the program nearly 20 years ago, she's seen an explosion in the sport's popularity.
When I started coaching, we had 6 girls that would try out. Now we have hundreds, and we have to turn girls away. I think it just depends on the different school, how long you've been there, coaching, and everything else, So, and it comes and goes.
And with greater numbers comes greater success. Plainview Elgin Millville is a 4-time state champion and looking for number 5 this weekend. That's right, grab your pom-poms and head to the Roy Wilkins Auditorium this Saturday. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. for the Minnesota State Cheerleading Competition. Teams of all ages, kindergarten through high school, will be competing for a state title. Tice says there could be as many as 3,000 cheerleaders competing, and the preliminary round of competition is open for all varsity teams to qualify for the state finals. And with its growing popularity here at home, Minnesota has earned a greater respect by bringing home championships from the national competition, which will be held later this winter.
We're out there, and each year they keep getting better and better. Some of them teams in the city do an outstanding job, and usually in the top 9 of them teams down there, you will find EQ, Apple Valley, Minnetonka, Wilmington, Jefferson are in the top 10 all the time, going for the title.
Your first word probably wasn't something like finance, or savings, or ATM. But whatever that first word was, it opened up a world to you that was built on conversations. It's this exchange of ideas that Wells Fargo puts into practice every day, through listening, guiding, and planning. So when the conversation is about ways to grow your savings or your business, we'll be here to help you find the right answers. Because an open dialogue is what opens doors. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A.
I'm in a state of caffeination, got all my fingers shaking. Must have been my large Americano, mochaccino, macchiato. Now the family's gone to bed, and that's my favorite time to get some tips on better rates. Cause my State Farm guy answers late, and even when it's not my agent, someone's standing by so patient. Getting coverage questions answered helps me to relax. Get to a better state, State Farm.
Visit Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office, located off Singletree and Flying Cloud Drive, online at brandywarmbier.com.
As we approach the 2014 Winter Olympic Games in Sochi, Russia, there are some Minnesotans to keep an eye on, like cross-country skier Jessie Diggins, who won the silver medal in the freestyle sprint Wednesday at the Under-23 World Championships in Val di Fiemme, Italy. The medal was her first in an individual event at the world level, and the 22-year-old will be competing next month in Sochi. The former Stillwater skier won the gold medal at the 2010 Minnesota State High School Nordic Ski Meet. In other news, another former Minnesota high school standout will be competing on perhaps the biggest stage in America this weekend. Eric Decker, a wide receiver from Rocori who played his college ball at the University of Minnesota, is now one of the primary targets for Peyton Manning of the Denver Broncos. Decker has nearly 1,400 yards on 94 catches this season for the Broncos with 11 touchdowns. Denver will face Seattle this Sunday for Super Bowl 48 at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Kickoff is scheduled for 5:25 p.m. Elsewhere, former Mankato West quarterback Philip Nelson, who won the 2011 Mr. Football Award in Minnesota, has decided to leave the University of Minnesota, where he's been the starting quarterback the past 2 seasons, and transfer to Rutgers. And finally, another former Gopher is in the news today. Quarterback Ricky Foggy has been named head coach at Red Wing. He's been at Park Center the past 3 seasons and had a record of just 3 wins and 24 losses while with the Pirates. Foggy was recruited out of South Carolina by Lou Holtz and brought the Gophers to the Independence Bowl his sophomore season in 1985. In other news, Minnesota's big three of high school basketball have all been invited to play at the McDonald's All-American game on April 2nd at the United Center in Chicago. They are Tyus Jones of Apple Valley, Reed Travis from De La Salle, and Rashad Vaughn, formerly of Robbinsdale Cooper. In all, 24 senior boys and 24 girls nationwide were selected to play in the game, and just 10 other Minnesotans have previously been named McDonald's All-Americans, starting with St. Louis Park's Jim Peterson in 1980, Khalid El-Amin from Minneapolis North in 1997, Joel Prisbilla from Monticello in 1998, Rick Rickard of Duluth East in 2001, Chris Humphreys of Hopkins in 2003, Cole Aldrich of Bloomington Jefferson in 2007, and for the girls, Liz Podominic from Lakeville in 2003, and Taylor Hill of Minneapolis South in 2009. Of that list, all but 3 played their college ball at the University of Minnesota. El-Amin played at UConn, Aldrich to Kansas, and Taylor Hill at Ohio State. As for the big three, Tyus Jones will head to Duke next year, Reed Travis to Stanford, and Vaughn, who is currently playing at Findlay Prep of Henderson, Nevada, has narrowed his choices down to Iowa State, Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and UNLV. And who knows, at the next level, maybe they'll be forced to join a union. Did you hear this one yesterday? Northwestern football players took the first step in unionizing college athletics. They want to prove that college athletes legally can be defined as employees of a university. Now, this will end up in the courts and take years to clear up, but just think, could this trickle down to the high school level?
I like saving money. I mean, it's not like I have a purse stuffed with coupons or... Okay, I do. The other day, I went into Wells Fargo to get help with a car loan.
Good news. You qualify for our double discount promotion. Get double the interest rate discount we normally give on select new loans and lines of credit just for being a Wells Fargo checking package customer.
And the best part, I didn't even need a coupon.
Come to Wells Fargo to discuss how the double discount promotion can help with the interest rate on your new loan or line of credit. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Subject to credit qualification. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. Equal housing lender.
Don't make more than one trip to the hardware store when you're trying to fix a simple toilet problem. On the first trip, pick up a toilet repair combo kit from Fluid Master. It contains all the essential parts needed to fix common tank leaks or problems. Visit Hardware Hank for the toilet repair combo kit from Fluid Master and save the second visit for the next project.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
The Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update can be heard right here every Monday through Friday. And for more coverage, you can find us on the web at minnesotascores.net. That's minnesota-scores.net. I'm Ryan Phelps on Minnesota Sports Radio.
It's time for another round of live local play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro High School sports. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by The Mulch Store, Performance Therapy Innovations, Alpha Investment Advisors, The Tavern on 4 and 5, The Sun Current, Home Video Studio, and in partnership with BEC TV, Bloomington Educational Cable Television. Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports, PSB Media. Game time is coming up next. Welcome on into the Plymouth Ice Center as we're getting ready for Lake Conference hockey here on PSB Media. Not only is this a big conference battle between Wayzata and Eden Prairie, but also a game with a lot of Section 6 implications, as Wayzata, with a win, could likely clinch the number 1 seed in Section 6. Eden Prairie, on the other hand, needs a win to have any shot at trying to get one of those top 2 seeds in the section. Looking forward to tonight's game. My name is Brett Johnson, providing play-by-play. I have Adam Wells over on camera, and should be a good battle as the crowd's starting to file in, about halfway full here in the stands, as we're expecting a lot of people to attend this big matchup. Earlier this season, a few weeks ago, it was Wayzata topping Eden Prairie in a game at the EP Community Center by a score of just 1-0, as it was Jack Sorensen who picked up the only goal in that game late in the third period. A defensive battle kind of between both teams. Eden Prairie actually held a 33-24 edge in shots on goal. We'll take a brief timeout and actually show you some highlights of that game as well as Eden Prairie's last game against Edina on Thursday. You're listening to high school hockey here on PSB Media.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials, or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Randy, why aren't you eating?
Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
Welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center. Here's we're getting set for Wayzata versus Eden Prairie in a big Lake Conference and Section 6 matchup. Well, on Thursday, Eden Prairie lost a tough game to Edina by a score of 2-1. It was a game where Eden Prairie dominated the first period, but couldn't cash in as we were scoreless after one. Again, final score, Edina topped Eden Prairie 2-1. Wayzata in their most recent game, they beat Hopkins 6-1. Of course, both these teams, the Trojans and the Eagles, met earlier this season as they played a few weeks ago at the EP Community Center, and we had coverage of it. Let's show you some highlights from that game, and we'll show you, well, the only goal of the game, which was scored by Jack Sorensen with just a few minutes left in the third period, as it was Luke Snuggerud trying to stick handle up that left side. Trojans did a nice job causing a turnover. Sorensen picked up a breakaway and with his backhand went top shelf on Jake Gertis. That was the only goal of the game as the Trojans beat the Eagles. Then in Eden Prairie's most recent game against Edina, second period, the Hornets get on the scoreboard. At this point, Eden Prairie actually held a big shot advantage, but that goal there by Casey Dornbach put the Hornets ahead 1-0. Eden Prairie, though, was able to tie it up early in the third period as the Hornets unable to clear the zone. Jack Sullivan able to snipe it past the goaltender Rokel as that tied things up at 1. But the Hornets strike less than 30 seconds later. You'll see the puck take kind of a weird carom off the end wall, and there to bury it is Miguel Fiddler, as that was the game winner, as Edina topped Eden Prairie again by a final score of 2-1 on Thursday, as Edina stays undefeated in the Lake Conference. As looks like those guys and Wayzata will likely be the top two teams in the conference. In fact, they'll actually be meeting a little bit later on this Thursday at Braemar Ice Arena. That'll certainly be a good game with Wayzata squaring off against Edina. They played a few weeks ago here at the Plymouth Ice Center and skated away with a tie in that one. So both teams sit atop the conference with records of 3-0-1. Eden Prairie at 2-2. Hopkins at 1-3. Minnetonka currently in last place with an 0-4 record. Wayzata 15-4-1 overall. Eden Prairie is 12-6-2. Taking a look at some leading scorers for both teams, starting with Eden Prairie. They're, of course, led by their two big Nebraska-Omaha recruits, Luke Snuggerud and Steven Spinner. Spinner on the season, 15 goals, 18 assists, 33 points. Has 10 multi-point games this season. Luke Snuggerud comes in with 8 multi-point games this season. He has 7 goals and 24 assists for 31 points. And if you want to know how much Eden Prairie relies on those two, they're 0-4 in games in which Snuggerud and Spinner don't get on the score sheet. So that'll be a big part of the game plan for the Trojans, is to try to contain those two guys. Wayzata, on the other hand, has a couple of big scorers themselves, including Mag Zimmer, who's the leading scorer with 9 goals and 15 assists. Zimmer has actually a 4-game point streak going, including having points in 8 of his last 9 games, I should say. Wayzata also led by Matthew Freitag. Had to wait for the announcer to announce the Trojans. Freitag comes in with 8 goals and 20 assists. Jack Sorensen also with 20 points on 13 goals and 7 assists. See both teams skating onto the ice. We'll have the announcement of the starting lineups coming up in just a couple of seconds, as well as the national anthem. Then we'll be ready for the drop of the puck. We'll take one final timeout and then have puck drop up next, right here on PSBEvent.com.
I'm Dr. Dennis Linslink, Clinic Administrator and Patient Care Coordinator for Advocare Clinics, and I'd like to welcome you to our office. Advocare Clinics is considered an outpatient rehabilitation facility. We're pretty much one-stop shop. We offer wellness and prevention as well as acute pain and injury management. We have 3 distinct departments in Advocare. We have a physical therapy department, a chiropractic, wellness and prevention, and acupuncture department, and a medical procedure department. And the unique characteristic is how we combine those therapies. Our goal is to prevent surgeries or conditions getting worse. So one of our specialties is knee, hip, ankle, shoulder problems, where people are considering surgery. Many times we can then provide care that'll buy them 5 to 10 years of ongoing function with their original equipment, their own joints and shoulders. Our patients tell us that they like the attention to detail that we deliver in our therapies. Most of our patients give us a 7+ score on a 1 to 10 scale, which means we're meeting a good amount of patient satisfaction based on your scores. Advocare's mission is to provide you a full and active lifestyle to the limits that you want, not what your body gives you.
Advocare Clinics, located off 494 and Highway 100, online at advocaremn.com. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
The playoffs are looming, and the impact of the regular season can take a toll on the body. At Performance Therapy Innovations, they can treat you or your Eagles for those nicks and ailments and help restore athletes physically and mentally for the most important time of the season. Performance Therapy Innovations will get you back to doing the things you love while minimizing your discomfort and maximizing your performance. Performance Therapy Innovations, helping Eagle athletes unleash their full potential. Located off Valley View Road and 169, online at pti-tc.com.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
Of a voice the singer has here at the national anthem at the Plymouth Ice Center as we're getting ready here to get this one underway. Let's run down the starting lineups here for both teams. We'll start with Eden Prairie, who again comes in 12-6-2 overall with a 2-2 record in the Lake Conference. Head coach is Lee Smith, who has a career record of 388 wins, 151 losses, and 29 ties. In net for Eden Prairie will be Jake Gertis on the season, 9-5-2 with a 2.86 goals against average, .895 save percentage. Starting D-men for the Eagles, the usual combo of Brady Shue and Luke Snuggerud. While that reconfigured first line, which has been together the last few games and played together really well, is Cole Lawrence, Steven Spinner, and Michael Graham. Again, Cole Lawrence is the new one up on that line, up from the JV squad, so quite a feat for him to go up from the JV up to the first line for the Eagles. Taking a look at Wayzata's lineup, Vaughn Ahrens will be the starting netminder, 10-4-1 on the season, 1.57 goals against average, .893 save percentage. Most impressive number for him, 4 shutouts on the season. At center for Wayzata, they'll have Chase Heising starting at center. Right wing will be Max Zimmer. Then over on that left wing is Matthew Freitag. It'll be played back to the defense as Molk will dump it into the zone. It'll be picked up by Luke Snuggerud as he's quickly being pressured by Max Zimmer. Trickles outside the zone. Jake Molk will try to chase it down. It comes away to Spinner, tries to center it, gets it to Graham, who fires a shot. Big save there from Vaughn Ahrens, who again has 4 shutouts on the season, one of them coming against Eden Prairie the last time these two teams met. Cole Lawrence with the puck down low, trying to get it up top, but he's being pestered by Wayzata's Alex Stevens. Graham will ring it around the end wall. Wayzata to the puck first. A good forecheck early on established here for the Eagles as Wayzata struggling to break outside their zone. They nearly turn it over as Jack Clays was trying to pounce on that puck. Clays will let Brady Shue pick it up in his own zone across to Luke Snuggerud. Back over to Shue, overshoots Artsinger, but it comes away to Jack Clays. Clays had it poked away from him by Alex Stevens. Now it comes out to neutral with a burst of speed. Here comes Jack Sorensen. His shot gets deflected up into the netting with 15:44 to go here in the first period. One shot on goal so far for the Eagles, none for Wayzata. Face-off will be to the left of Jake Gertis, the senior goaltender. Sorensen versus Argetsinger in the face-off, and Wayzata will win the face-off. Fire a shot that was blocked. Mark Sullivan will bank it off the wall and clear it outside the zone. There to pick it up will be Hank Sorensen. Sorensen turns it over again. Here's Clays. Rebound chance, and right on the doorstep, the Eagles can't put in that loose puck. Already a couple of turnovers the Trojans have had in their own zone. Got to be a little more careful. Lucky Eden Prairie didn't pounce on that one. Brady Shue will have it behind his own net. Plays it over to the far side to Argetsinger, trying to get it out to center. He'll get it back out at the center line. Crosses the blue now and dumps it into the zone. There to get it for Wayzata will be Lindstrand. Over to the right or left side, make that is Duma. Trojans offsides at the line. Here's Brady Shue. He'll dump it into the zone. Vaughn Ahrens a little too far for him to chase. And now from the end wall, they'll send it up along the near side. Jack Sullivan, his shot goes wide. It'll be picked up by Michael Parrish along the advertising. Parrish, his pass went off the stick of Luke Snuggerud. Trojans have it deep in their own zone. And sending it across was Hemingway. They'll lose it at the Eden Prairie blue line, and now it's Parrish. Weaves his way towards the circle. Takes a shot. Vaughn Ahrens with the save. Now Cole Lawrence from behind the net, along with Parrish. Parrish will come away with it. He'll spin, now play it up to the point to Snuggerud, who will send it back down deep. Trojans are able to clear it, and it will be icing with 14:01 to go here in the first period. You can email us in the broadcast booth during the game, psbchannel2@gmail.com. Also follow us on Twitter at PSBMN. And how about this early on? Wayzata is going to take a timeout as Coach Pat O'Leary not liking what he sees. So they'll go ahead and take a timeout as well. This is high school hockey on PSB Media.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials? or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year.
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center. Coach Pat O'Leary definitely not happy with what he was seeing from the Trojans. Unusual you see a team take a timeout 3 minutes into the game, but he'll try to settle down his troops as a shot was turned away by Von Ahrens. Steven Spinner lost it now in the right side corner. Graham will pop that one up into the air. It'll go out of play. We'll see if the pep talk will get his guys going at all, as it's been quite a forecheck established by the Eagles so far in this one. Faceoff is going to come outside the zone. Again, that top line on the ice of Graham at center, Spinner on the left wing, Cole Lawrence on the right wing. Wayzata will win the faceoff. Bank it off the half wall and get it out to center ice. They'll dump it in. Foot race between Aguilar and Jack Sorensen. Thrown at the net. Gertis had a little trouble with it as it deflected off the side of the cage. Aguilar across to Cole Lawrence, who will tip it into the zone as they go off on a change. Alex Stevens with the puck as he's being pestered by Michael Graham. They nearly lose it right in front of their own net. Again, they've already turned the puck over twice in their own zone. They'll overshoot a pass on that left side to Chad Olson. It'll be icing against Eden Prairie. Kind of deja vu if you're an Eden Prairie fan. This looks a lot like the Edina game on Thursday, where the Eagles completely dominated that first period against the Hornets. The problem was they didn't cash in, as that game was scoreless after one period. And so far, if you're a Trojan fan, got to be happy that this one's scoreless, being that it's been all Eden Prairie so far in this one. It was interesting, though, talking to some members of the Wayzata staff, saying that sometimes this happens where teams come onto this big sheet of ice and really play well in that first period on the open ice, but then sometimes get tired. So we'll see if that plays into being a storyline as well. Looking at Wayzata's numbers, too, doesn't necessarily follow that trend, as they've outscored opponents 23-9 in the first period of games. There's a shot wide from Luke Peterson. Back around to the far side and dumped behind the net. Jack Sullivan will have it in the corner, can't quite clear it out. Good job to pinch in by Kirkendall. Now in the corner, Snuggerud trying to strip it away from number 14, Kirkendall. Up along the boards, Snuggerud will get it. He'll dump it into the zone as the Eagles are off on a change. Quickly onto the ice off the change is Jack Keeley. He gets checked off the puck by a couple of Trojans. He'll go off the skate of number 6, Max Zimmer. There to pick it up is Aguilar. He'll go across to Mark Sullivan. Sullivan flips that too far ahead, and if it crosses the end line, it will be icing. Doesn't get there, though, so play continues. Down to 11:37 here in the first period of this scoreless Section 6 battle. Graham's shot goes wide as Von Ahrens just got a piece of that one. Now outside the zone, here comes Mark Zimmer, crosses the blue line. He's 1-on-2, had a couple of trailers with him as the Trojans were off on a change themselves. They'll pass it over to the right side, take a shot, deflected up into the netting by Jake Gertis. And Jake Gertis has played in all but 4 games this season for EP, 9-5-2, 286 goals against average, 895 save percentage. Definitely a veteran here on this EP team. This season, of course, he's the number 1 goaltender. He had spent his sophomore and junior seasons as kind of a co-number 1 goaltender, sharing time with Derek Lacombe his sophomore season, who's now playing at Holy Family, and then sharing some time with Jake Kiley on last year's team. Wayzata gets it out to center. Here comes Sorensen. Wayzata 2-on-1 if they hurry. Sorensen's shot goes wide. Steven Spinner to pick it up, as he'll try to get that up ahead to Aguilar. Can't push it out of the zone as Sorensen will dump it back in. There is Aguilar behind the net. Neat little play to get that away from Chad Olson. Goes off the skate of Cole Lawrence. He'll retreat, pass it over left side to Mark Sullivan. He'll dump it into the zone as EP's off on a change. Wayzata going off on a change as well, piecemeal style. Off the wall, they'll overshoot a teammate. Now it's Brady Shue with the puck. Tried to get an outlet pass, but deflected off the skate of a Wayzata player back into the zone. Trojans will try to pick it up. It'll be Argetsinger who will leave it for his teammate Cole Lawrence. Nearly lost it. A couple of pass attempts were nearly picked off. Lucky the Wayzata player got there to the puck cleanly. Trojans to play it back to Jack Molk. They'll get it out to center ice. It'll be dumped in by Mark Senden. On the season, Senden has 5 goals and 7 assists. Trojans don't have a lot of big-time scores, but some balanced scoring attacks as they have a number of players with over 10 points on the season. Brady Shue across the blue line gets whacked off the puck as he was trying to work his way towards the slot. Never easy to go down Broadway. Shue will backhand it into the corner where it's picked up by Spindler. Spindler plays that over far side. Loose puck in the dot is a turnover. Parrish's shot was blocked. Now still loose between the hashes, and the Trojans are able to skate with it away, and now here comes Freitag. Freitag a shot. Good job on the back check by Mark Sullivan to prevent anything from materializing there. Let's give you a look at that last sequence. First up, the Eden Prairie opportunity off the turnover. See a good hustle play from Jack Clays and a shot fired by Parrish, which was blocked. Then going the other way, you'll see Freitag with a good opportunity as his shot got deflected off Mark Sullivan. Back to live action now. Here's Andy Aguilar. Had it stripped away from him. Mark Sullivan quickly after the puck. Out to Jack Sullivan. Jack will go across the blue line. Throw it on net. Easy save for Aarons. Still held in. They'll have to try it again. It'll be Alex Hemingway. They'll lose it. That was Graham trying to look for a wraparound, then threw it out in front. Jack Sullivan could have got a clean stick on it. Now it's Wayzata across the blue line. And it'll be Jack Sullivan. Lost it for a moment, gets it back, goes across to Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud will cross the blue line. Into the circle he goes, now down low. Throws it out in front. Had Steven Spinner open for a moment. Trojans there to prevent that from happening. And now it's Cole Lawrence who will dump it back into the corner. Spinner will get there first. D1 recruit will send it down low for Michael Graham. And now it's thrown over to that far side corner. Brady Shue will pinch in. Doesn't have enough mustard on it to get it ahead to Graham. Now back at center ice, Luke Snuggerud with it. He'll spin around. Send that over to Spinner. Stops at the blue line. Nearly lost it. First line's been on the ice for a while here for the Eagles. Now a hard hit into the boards here along the near side. A collision between Spinner and Sorensen. Now here's Cole Lawrence. Good job by Chad Lindstrom to whack him off the puck. It'll be flipped up ahead. Shue awkwardly will play that back towards neutral. Here's Zimmer trying to weave his way towards the net. Good centering pass. The shot fired a little bit over, though, and now it's Jack Clays going the other way. Here's Clays across the blue line, trying to leave it for Aguilar. And now it's Wayzata. Possible break here for Zimmer, but again, a good job on the back check by Mark Sullivan. Second time he's done that, doing a nice job quickly getting back on defense to prevent a rush. Here's a look at that last sequence. Zimmer, the leading scorer, trying to work his way towards the net, but good burst of speed there from Sullivan to get back on defense. 6:54 first period. We're scoreless between Wayzata and Eden Prairie. Off the face-off, it goes into the corner. Aguilar will send that over. And now they'll get it up ahead to Argetsinger. Argetsinger drops it for number 27, Jesse Nieder. His long shot turned away by Vaughn Aarons. Argetsinger there to get it. Threw it out in front. Trying to find Nieder, sneaking in backdoor. Trojans there to deny him. And now they'll cross the blue line, take a shot. Gertis had trouble with it for a moment, but there's to cover it up. as it will be whistled down with 6:25. The Mulch Store is your resource for all your landscaping needs this spring. They have the best compost in the Midwest. Locations all over the metro area. Great part about the Mulch Store is that when you drop off your yard waste in the fall, it gets turned into compost for next spring, which you can use for all your landscaping projects. Check it out. They even do delivery for you as well. MulchStoreMN.com. MulchStoreMN.com. Here comes Jack Keeley on a break, takes a shot. Von Ahrens gave up a rebound, still loose. Now the referee blows it dead with 6:11 to go. This is Keeley trying to look for a little opportunity there. We'll see Shue played over to Snuggerud, and Sullivan makes that nice pass up ahead to Keeley. He was being pestered, though, a little bit by number 17, Billy Duma, who did a nice job getting back on D. 9-2, the margin for shots on goal. Eagles lead in that department. Face-off will be to the left of Von Ahrens. Parrish, Keeley, and Jack Sullivan. Kind of that second/third line they have on the ice. Lee Smith said he clearly has that number one line with Spinner, Graham, and Lawrence, but he calls both his second and third lines more of 2A and 2B rather than a second and a third line. Parrish takes a shot, and Von Ahrens able to make the butterfly save. A lot of other hockey games took place earlier today, including a big Class 1A battle between Warroad and East Grand Forks. Also, there was a battle between Lakeville, North Lakeville, South. We'll run down all those scores from outside the area coming up during our first intermission here on PSB. It's pushed into the corner. There with the puck is Alex Stevens. Stevens will play that over to the left side. Nieder gets a hard hit into the boards. Now the whistle blows right in front of that Wayzata student section. And we'll have to see if we have any penalties coming from this. It looks like Steven Spinner is going to pick up a penalty here for the Eagles, so it'll be a Wayzata power play. Wayzata's had their issues on the power play, though, this season, coming in at just 19%. And in their last 6 games, Wayzata with the man advantage, just 1 for 16. The good news, though, is if you're a Wayzata fan, is that Eden Prairie, as of late, has had some trouble on the penalty kill so far this season. There's a one-timer, shot through a screen, had a chance at a rebound, but it hit the stick of an Eden Prairie player. There's a minute 33 to go here on the Wayzata power play. We'll get our clock reset so it matches the game clock here. As they'll play it over to the left side to Sorensen. Now they have it at the point. They'll go across to the right side, back up to the point they go. Playing catch kind of as they'll get it right on the doorstep. Gertis able to push it away. And now played outside the zone. Power play with 1 minute to go. Trojans will have it behind their own net. As they'll send that over to number 11, Chase Heising. Heising up to the point. Great pass over towards the face-off dock, but Gertis slides across the crease to make the save. Chad Olson over to Hemingway. Hemingway will send that over right side. A shot and a goal! Wayzata on the scoreboard first. Hank Sorensen gives the Trojans a 1-0 lead. They'll take a look at the puck movement here from Wayzata. As I said, they were just 1 for 16 in their last 6 coming onto it, but, well, you wouldn't know that with the way they operated that power play with some slick efficiency. Sorensen fired that shot. We'll see if they said it was tipped out in front. I don't think it was, so by my count, it will be Sorensen's second goal of the season. And now it'll be dumped into the zone. Actually, it'll hit the netting with 3:54 to go here in period number 1. Faceoff will be back out here at center ice. Well, the penalty kill struggles continue for the Eagles on the season, just 72.1%. Although coming into the game, they had played a little bit better over their past 4 games, killing off 7 of their last 9 penalties coming into this one. It is Hank Sorensen who gets credit for the goal. Now in the corner, Wayzata will play it behind the net as they're up 1-0. And now it's Shu. Ram across the blue line. Good move now over to Snuggerud. He takes a shot loose on the doorstep, but nobody there but Trojans. And now Keeley a little trouble with it, gets it up ahead to Snuggerud. Now it's Jack Sullivan across the blue line on that right side. Will work his way down low and gets slammed into the boards by Lindstrand. In the corner, it'll be fellow number 6's Zimmer versus Aguilar. Played over to the left, up ahead to Jack Sullivan. Sullivan works his way into the Trojan zone and will have the puck trickle into the corner. Held in by Mark Sullivan. Waiting, takes a shot, blocked by Wayzata. And now here comes a break for Patterson. Can't dipsy-do around Mark Sullivan. Sullivan doesn't know where it is. Now he picks it up. Trying to flip it up ahead to Jack Keeley. He'll be helped out over there by Michael Parrish. Delivers a big hit into the boards. And now Parrish will bank it over to Sullivan, who gets tripped up. Coach Lee Smith can't believe there wasn't a penalty on that one. Wanting a holding call, but we'll continue playing here with 1:55. They go across to that right side. It'll be Brady Shu. Shu to Snuggerud. Snuggerud will leave it for Clays. Clays out at center. A light shot easily turned away by Von Ahrens. Played over to Sindler. Here comes Wayzata dumping it into the zone. Shu to chase it down. Pokes it over to Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud overshoots Jesse Nieder. Now let's play back to Brady Shu in his own zone. Snuggerud with it. Can't quite get it over to Jack Clays. Snuggerud will get an opportunity. This time he takes it himself. Weaves his way to the left side. Good at the line. Oh, not good at the line. I spoke too soon. Offsides with 1:04 here in the first period. Coming up in our first intermission, we'll give you the recap here of the first period and also take a look at some out-of-town scores. And as I said earlier, a lot of interesting games taking place in both Class 1A and 2A with some Section number 1 seeds possibly on the line and a couple of games taking place today. We'll give you a recap of all of those coming up in our first intermission. Don't forget, you can also email us here in the broadcast booth, psbchannel2@gmail.com, or follow us on Twitter at psbmn. Can't remember either of those? Well, we have links to those on your game tracker screen. Luke Snuggerud will fire that into the zone. It'll be slowed down by Von Ahrens. It'll be Max Zimmer from the left side. Over to center he goes. There's a shot turned away by Gertis. It was Heising looking for a goal. He has 1 goal, 4 assists on the season, 5 points overall. He had a big game, I think, against Eden Prairie last season, if I remember correctly. I think he had a hat trick against the Eagles. Whipped back in with under 30 here in the first period. Wayzata will have it from their own zone. Play it over to the right side. Can't connect on that pass. Snuggerud will have it. Spinner back across to Snuggerud. They'll go across the blue line and then be whistled off sides with 14 seconds to go. Great turnout here at this game. I'm venturing to say that this place is pretty close to being at capacity. Eden Prairie side probably about 80% full, but the Wayzata side of the stands completely full, and a lot of people here in the standing room sections as well. 12 seconds as it'll be Aguilar. Over to Snuggerud, down to 6, and that should pretty much do it here for the first period, with Wayzata skating out to a 1-0 lead on that power play goal. We'll have more on the way. This is high school hockey on PSB Media.
The playoffs are looming, and the impact of the regular season can take a toll on the body. At Performance Therapy Innovations, they can treat you or your Eagles for those nicks and ailments and help restore athletes physically and mentally for the most important time of the season. Performance Therapy Innovations will get you back to doing the things you love while minimizing your discomfort and maximizing your performance. Performance Therapy Innovations, helping Eagle athletes unleash their full potential. Located off Valley View Road and 169, online at pti-tc.com.
Food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store Genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
First intermission here at the Plymouth Ice Center as it's the Trojans out to a 1-0 lead on a power play goal that's put them ahead. And gotta feel fortunate if you're a Wayzata fan because for the first 8 or 9 minutes or so, Eden Prairie definitely dictated the play. Things did even out though towards the latter stages of the first period. Let's give you a recap of period number 1. The only goal came at 12:54 as it was Hank Sorensen picking up his second goal of the season. Chad Olson and Alec Hemingway were there to pick up assists, as that was our only special teams play of the period as well. Wayzata 1 for 1 on the power play. Eden Prairie did not have any power play opportunities in the first period. Taking a look at our shots on goal, 12-7 Eden Prairie led in that department. Like I said, play did even out towards the end of the first period. At one point, the Eagles actually had a 9-2 shot advantage early in that first period. So we have to pass along to you for numbers so far in this one. Again, not a whole lot with only the 1 goal and only the 1 power play. We'll take another timeout and have a look at some out-of-town scores up next here on PSB Media.
Jeepers, it's the creeper!
What do we do now?
It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Creeper! Say hey!
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Ray, why aren't you eating?
Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week, you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
I'm Dr. Dennis Linslink, Clinic Administrator and Patient Care Coordinator for Advocare Clinics, and I'd like to welcome you to our office. Advocare Clinics is considered an outpatient rehabilitation facility. We're pretty much one-stop shop. We offer wellness and prevention as well as acute pain and injury management. We have 3 distinct departments in Advocare. We have a physical therapy department, a chiropractic, wellness and prevention and acupuncture department, and a medical procedure department. And the unique characteristic is how we combine those therapies. Our goal is to prevent surgeries or conditions getting worse. So one of our specialties is knee, hip, ankle, shoulder problems, where people are considering surgery. Many times we can then provide care that'll buy them 5 to 10 years of ongoing function with their original equipment, their own joints and shoulders. Our patients tell us that they like the attention to detail that we deliver in our therapies. Most of our patients give us a 7+ score on a 1 to 10 scale, which means we're meeting a good amount of patient satisfaction based on your scores. Advocare's mission is to provide you a full and active lifestyle to the limits that you want, not what your body gives you.
Advocare Clinics, located off 494 and Highway 100, online at advocaremn.com.
Intermission here at the Plymouth Ice Center with the Trojans ahead of the Eagles 1-0 here on PSB. Let's take a look at some out-of-town scores. A lot of games taking place today here on this Saturday. And of note, we had Eastview knocking off Bloomington Jefferson by a score of 4-2. We also had a big Northwest Suburban battle. Blaine topped Centennial 3-2. Other scores, it was Duluth Marshall over Eveleth 8-1. Had Hopkins getting a season sweep of Minnetonka. They beat the Skippers today 3-1. I'd actually wonder when the last time Hopkins swept a season series over Minnetonka, if it's even happened at all. Interesting score there as the Skippers in danger of going winless here in the Lake Conference. Edina with an easy victory today over Holy Angels 5-1. Also had Anoka over Osseo 4-0. Lakeville North over Lakeville South 7-2. And a big Class 1A battle in Section 8. East Grand Forks all over Warroad by a score of 5-1. Warroad had been thought to be one of the state favorites in Class 1A. There are some other games taking place as we speak. We have Kennedy tied up with Rosemount with 30 seconds left in the first period. Also Prior Lake and Egan are scoreless early on. And Hillmurray with just a 1-0 lead over North St. Paul with 3 minutes left in the first period in that one. Let's look at what's going on out of town. If you're a Gopher hockey fan, their game actually does not get underway at Mariucci for another 15 minutes as the Gophers taking on the one team that's kind of been their kryptonite in the Big Ten Conference, Michigan State. And the Spartans, I'll use quotes as I say that, beat the Gophers in a shootout, although in the national ranking shootouts don't count, and I'm not a fan of a shootout myself because, well, it's not real hockey. But it'll go down in the official books as a tie, but Michigan State did win the shootout. And overall this season, they're the only team that's not lost to the Gophers in regulation. That'll be a good matchup tonight over at Mariucci at 8 o'clock. Take one final timeout. We will have period number 2 up next here on PSB.
I think I have the window seat.
You better double check that, my friend. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy. Discount double check. Thanks to the hundreds you saved us, we could upgrade the grill class.
Grill class?
Your tongs are in your seat back.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Guys, this is my cousin Raj.
Hey, boys, I just saved a ton of cash with my State Farm discount double check. So the brats are on me. Let's see. Crazy dream.
Easy. You're going to wreck Bob's dream. By the way, how's that sausage pillow?
Delicious, good stick.
Save with the discount Double Check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
Be a part of the next big thing. Consider advertising with PSB. You'll reach a consistent and loyal audience for less than traditional forms of advertising, such as print and TV, and listeners will associate you with quality and reliability. When they hear your ad, they'll appreciate it and know you're helping to support and keep JFK and Eden Prairie athletics on the air. And the ad rates are never going to be lower. PSB offers 30-second audio advertisements written and produced professionally, web and banner advertising, live 10 to 15-second liners describing your business during the broadcast, and segment sponsorship opportunities. PSB offers a number of different advertising packages to accommodate your specific needs. For more information, go to psbmn.com/advertise. Playoffs are looming, and the impact of the regular season can take a toll on the body. At Performance Therapy Innovations, they can treat you or your Eagles for those nicks and ailments and help restore athletes physically and mentally for the most important time of the season. Performance Therapy Innovations will get you back to doing the things you love while minimizing your discomfort and maximizing your performance. Performance Therapy Innovations, helping Eagle athletes unleash their full potential. Located off Valley View Road in 169, online at pti-tc.com.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Ready for some second period hockey. Wayzata out in front of Eden Prairie, 1-0 here on PSB Media. Brett Johnson here on play-by-play. Adam Wells running camera for tonight's game. Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday night, the eve of the Super Bowl. With the Broncos squaring off against the Seahawks. Read an interesting note as I was scanning along on Twitter. Apparently if Peyton Manning were to win the Super Bowl due to the complicated tax code, he would face a 102% tax on his earnings. So he would, in theory, actually lose money by winning the Super Bowl. Just an interesting little fact of trivia I found. Underway here in the second period. It'll be dumped into the Eden Prairie zone and be icing against Wayzata. Trojans will be going from left to right this period. Eden Prairie from right to left. Von Aaron stopped all 12 shots that he faced in that first period. Gertis made saves on 6 of the 7 shots that he faced. Draw one back to Steven Spinner. Takes a shot turned away by Aarons. Covering Eden Prairie games this season. We've seen that play a number of times. They've gotten it to work a couple of opportunities. And now it's Wayzata in transition. Thrown at the net but steered away by Gertis. Loose in front, but Cole Lawrence there to swipe it away from danger. Now quickly up ahead to Graham. Not enough mustard on that one as it'll be fired back into the zone by Matchett. Brady Shue to pick it up. Shue's pass intercepted. Number 5, Brian Matchett, though, had to wait for his teammates to get back on sides. It'll be whistled down with 16:09 here in the second period. You can email us in the broadcast booth during the game. We're at psbchannel2@gmail.com. Also follow us on Twitter at psbmn. Don't remember those, just find the links to those above the game tracker screen. Blaze will bank it off the wall and get that up ahead. It'll be Zimmer from his own blue line. Nifty little move there around. Argetsinger works his way towards the net. Hits the side of the cage, though, as he just ran out of real estate. See what a fancy little stick handler he is. Making a beautiful move around Riley Argetsinger a moment to go out at center ice. Dumped into the zone where it'll be slowed down by Von Aarons. Nieder gets to the puck first as he'll backhand that behind the net. Argetsinger to try to chase it down against Spindler. All tied up is Sullivan. Here's Argetsinger up to the point, and Jack Sullivan has Nieder open out in front. Von Aarons able to make the save, sliding across the crease. Take a look at this last opportunity. Pretty good look there for the Eagles and junior Jesse Nieder. Great vision showed there by Jack Sullivan, but as Nieder was tied up, couldn't get a lot behind that shot. Three-on-two for Wayzata. They try the drop pass, but turned away. Now it's Eden Prairie, 3-on-2. Michael Parrish, Keeley. Parrish fires a shot, but Von Aaron is there to make the save. Man, has Wayzata had some good goaltenders over the years. Von Aarons looked awfully sharp in this one and comes into this having shutouts in 4 of the 15 games he's played in this season. Doesn't make the flashy saves, but he's always in the right position. And when I say he doesn't make the flashy saves, it's because he doesn't need to. Just always seems to be in the right place. Poked up into the air. It'll be a whistle here with 14:52. Tonight's game also brought to you by Advocare Clinics of Minnesota. Kevin and I, the co-owners of PSB, had a chance to meet with Dr. Dennis yesterday, and we'll be providing some videos later on in our broadcasts, some new commercials we shot, and really give him a look at Advocare Clinics of Minnesota. He's a former chiropractor and knows a lot about the industry, and one of the things he specializes in is that if you've ever heard from a doctor when you suffered an injury, don't see anything on the x-rays, it'll just heal with time. Well, Dr. Dennis is able to provide a kind of different look and provide a more, I guess, a holistic look at what might be ailing you. So check it out, Advocare Clinics of Minnesota. Find a link to their facility right above your game tracker screen. Luke Snuggerud will go across to Brady Shue. He'll fire that into the zone. He'll be slowed down by Von Aarons. Spinner's shot went wide off the carom. It's Stevens who will play it outside the zone. Over to Cole Lawrence. Sophomore fires a shot right into the belly of Von Ahrens, who makes the save. Shots have now jumped to a 15-8 margin. Eagles out in head in that department. Argetsinger, Clays, and Nieder are on the ice. And it splits the defense of Sullivan and Aguilar. Sullivan retreating in his own zone will feed it over to Aguilar. Now Nieder dumps it in. Von Ahrens there to slow it down for number 4, Spindler. Spindler over to Zimmer. And they finally are able to work it outside the zone. Argetsinger to throw it right back in. Spindler to leave it for Mulk. And good job here by the Eagles at neutral zone, giving Wayzata all sorts of fits trying to get something going in transition. Eagles will be offsides, though, with 13-19 here in the second period. Coming up on Thursday, have more Eden Prairie boys hockey on the air for you. It'll be the Eagles hosting Minnetonka in a late conference matchup. And we'll have the remaining Eden Prairie boys hockey games this season here on PSB. And also excited to pass along to you, we'll have coverage of several section playoff games with live video as well. We'll be working with Pete Wagner's crew over at Minnesota Hockey Magazine to bring you coverage of section hockey. We're tentatively scheduled to cover the section semifinal games, which will take place at the Bloomington Ice Garden. Then we'll also have some section games taking place at the State Fair Coliseum in sections 3, 4, and 5. So make sure you stay tuned for those. Definitely looking forward to that. A big hit there near the Wayzata bench. We'll have that schedule posted of what playoff games we'll cover later on PSB. Here's Jack Healy skating into the Wayzata zone. Tried to drop it for Sullivan, but it was intercepted. Sullivan will lay some lumber in the corner. Coming away with it was Hank Sorensen, the goal scorer from earlier tonight. Boy, is this game looking similar to that game at the Eden Prairie Community Center a couple of weeks ago when it was a 1-0 Wayzata victory. Not a lot of good opportunities. Eden Prairie had the better of the play in that one, but the Trojans got great goaltending out of Von Ahrens and took advantage of their opportunity. And tonight it's kind of been that same story, with Wayzata scoring on that power play. And, well, since then, it's been Eden Prairie dictating the play as they now have a 17-8 shots on goal advantage. Trojans with just one shot here in the first 5 minutes of the second period. Trying to dig it out. It'll go up to Mark Sullivan. Takes a shot, but it was blocked by the defense of the Trojans. And now they come in transition. Shot from the circle, blocked by the EPD. Spinner can't slap that up ahead, looking for a breakout opportunity. Still in the Wayzata zone, held in by Lindstrand. He takes a shot through some traffic. Now back at the circle after it was blocked. Natchett's shot goes wide. Still not clear now. Good forecheck here established by the Trojans. Really their first here of the second period. Sullivan will pin a Trojan player into the corner. They'll get it up to Lindstrand, trying to work his way around Steven Spinner. Spinner able to pester him just enough to get him off the puck. And now Hemingway will send that across. Turned over. Here's a chance for Steven Spinner. Has Michael Graham as a trailer. Spinner getting checked off the puck, though. Good defense being played by Hemingway. Spinner will leave it for the sophomore Michael Graham. He'll lose it, though, as it's Chad Olson leading the breakout. They get it up ahead to Heising, who will lightly dump it into the zone. There to chase it down is Snuggerud. Snuggerud over to Shue. And now poke to the end wall. Wayzata gets it out to center. There's a shot from Freitag. That gets deflected up into the netting on kind of a broken play. Take a look at this here on the replay. As that puck was just kind of sliding around, they were able to get it out towards that slot after it was deflected off the stick of an Eden Prairie player. But don't capitalize. Face off to the left of Gertis. Shot from Zimmer will be deflected up again with 10:33 here in the second period. Tonight's game also brought to you by Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, located on Flying Cloud Drive and Single Tree Lane. A local connection at a lower cost. Here's a wraparound chance in front, still loose, and somehow the puck doesn't go in the net. The puck got behind Gertis, but the defense there to help him out after Wayzata had an open net to fire at. And the Eagles very lucky that they're still only trailing 1-0. Now here's Shu. Takes a shot, blocker save by Ahrens. And you get the feeling that 2 goals might be enough for either team with the way this game is going. So a big opportunity goes by the wayside for the Trojans. Here comes Luke Snugrud to lead a 3-on-2 rush for the Eagles. Snugrud to the end wall, works his way out in front, still loose. And now the net comes loose, and a no-goal signal by the official as we get some pushing and shoving. Take a look at this little breakout attempt from Luke Snugrud. He can turn on the Jets when he needs it, as he was able to get around Jake Molk and force his way to the net, but ran out of real estate. And I was saying, Brandy Warmbeer State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, providing coverage of tonight's game. She's locally involved in the community and is about saving you money, not the insurance companies. Find more information, brandywarmbeer.com. brandywarmbeer.com. Trojans, of course, are the home team, so they get the last switch as Pat O'Leary trying to sort out what players he wants on the ice. Now it looks like we'll be ready to go as it'll be Heising in the face-off circle. And now we'll switch and actually have Duma take the face-off. Loose at the dot, actually gets pushed towards Von Ahrens inadvertently. They'll cover it up with a 9:25 here in the second period. And we've had just one penalty in this game. It was Eden Prairie picking up a penalty earlier, and Wayzata made him pay for it with a power play goal. The only goal we've had so far in this one, as the Trojans have a 1-0 lead. Way too far on that pass, and now the Eagles trying to get it up ahead to Graham. It's played over to the left side to Sullivan. He'll fire it in from center ice. Graham overskates the puck, and here's Heising to lead a 2-on-3 rush. Matchett takes a shot. That one's wide as Sullivan throws Matchett to the ice. Another shot goes wide of Gertis. Didn't look like he was quite ready for that one. And now it's Graham. Throws it towards the net, steered away by Von Ahrens. It'll be picked up by Lindstrand. Over to the right side they go. It'll be Chad Olson who will dump it in. Heising and Snugrud will duel for it. Snugrud just gets a piece of it to get it over to Jack Keeley. His outless pass intercepted by Heising, and they take a shot that goes wide. Better pressure established here by Wayzata in the second period after the first few minutes. Dominated by the Trojans. They go across and score and make it 2-0. Well, take a look at the sequence here for Wayzata. Eden Prairie not able to clear it out as it was held in by Hemingway. And a great pass across as the EPD a little bit late getting over. And it's 2-0 Wayzata. And again, with the way this game's going, a 2-goal lead is going to be awfully tough to come back from. And now Snugrud to lead the breakout. Freitag getting the goal for Wayzata. And for Freitag, it's his 9th goal in the season to give him 21 points. Of course, that loose off of a rebound. They backhand it, and it just goes wide as Gertis gets a piece of it. Trojans turning up the pressure here midway through the second period. They still trail in the shots on goal department, 20-11. Eden Prairie goes over to Snuggerud. He'll go across the blue line. Great pass over to Jack Sullivan, but he couldn't pull the trigger on that rolling puck. Snuggerud gets it back. They'll flip it towards the net. Now Sullivan to chase it down. Delayed penalty coming up against Wayzata. And Trojans will touch it up, and the Eagles will get a much-needed power play to see if they can cut into this lead. Eden Prairie's power play on the season has been getting better as the year goes on. They're now at 21.5%. And they're actually 5 out of 13 on power play chances in their last 4 games. So after kind of struggling midway through the season, the power play has definitely picked up for EP, and they could really use a pick-me-up here, already trailing 2-0 here in this one against Wayzata. Spinner will defer to Graham on the face-off, and it'll split the defense, and it'll waste a good 10 to 15 seconds at least here on the power play. Jack Sorensen picked up the penalty for Wayzata. Here's Argetsinger. Will lose his balance, and that's going to allow Wayzata to clear things out. And already 30 seconds gone by here on the power play. Eagles not able to establish anything yet. Lindstrand will get to the puck first. Sullivan pinches to try to hold it in. They'll dig it out. Argetsinger will get it. Gets tripped up again. Now up to the point to Sullivan, across to Snuggerud. Michael Graham. Down low to Spinner. Up to Snuggerud at the point. Takes a shot, goes wide. Sullivan picks it up. Here's Snuggerud. Over to Graham. Graham waits. Works back up high. Now Snuggerud being pressured on the left side. Down low to Spinner. Had it go off his skate. Threw it out in front. Argetsinger couldn't get there cleanly. And now with 50 seconds to go, Gertis will play it for Snuggerud as Trojans and the Eagles will switch a couple of players. Over to Michael Graham on the left wing. Graham works his way down low. Spins. Leaves it for Jack Clay. Second power play unit on the ice as they go up to the point to Aguilar. Sullivan back to Aguilar. Clays with a shot. Rebound, and nobody there to hit it home after they fired that shot at Aarons. 12 seconds, time for maybe one more opportunity here on the power play. Pass gets deflected, and that should do it here for the man advantage, as the Trojans are now full strength. Pushed back in the zone with 4.5 to go here in the second period. Trojans out to a 2-0 lead after Matthew Freitag scored a few minutes ago. As Jack Keeley on the left side takes a shot, steered away by Von Ahrens. Keeley gets blasted to the ice. Shue there to hold it in. Finds Sullivan, and now he gets blasted off the puck as well. A couple of big hits here from the Trojans. And now here's Wayzata with numbers out in front. Freitag looking for his second goal of the game. Denied. And now they go across a shot. Gertis got a piece of it. It comes right back to match it. And now we get a whistle with 3:59 here in the second. Couple of good looks there for the Trojans. Take a look at Matchett getting that puck right back after the initial shot. But before anything else could happen, referee blew it dead. And it looks like we're going to get coincidental penalties. Over to Steven Spinner. Trying to go across. And now here comes Wayzata Sendin. They'll get wrestled off the puck by Mark Sullivan. Sullivan along the far side will poke it up ahead to Jesse Nieder. Steven Spinner. Spinner falls to the ice, can't get a pass off. We heard Sorensen and Brady Shue picked up penalties. Coincidental, so we remain 5-on-5 with 3:12 to go. Wayzata over to the left side. They try to go backdoor to Luke Patterson, but can't get that fast to convert. Going to whistle here as it'll be a face-off deep in the Eden Prairie zone. Always fun about coming to these games at Wayzata. The student section always into it, and the Trojans always have a lot of numbers with their student sections. Eden Prairie did bring some students as well, but they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about so far in this one. Argetsinger out at center ice. They'll leave it for Snuggerud. He'll go across to Mark Sullivan. Tipped into the zone by Jack Clays. Playing some of the lumber there was Argetsinger, trying to dig it out, and Nieder trying to get the puck loose as well. Here's Argetsinger. Takes a shot. Rebound given up by Von Ahrens, but nobody there to hit it home. And now a save is made by Von Ahrens with 2:17 here in the second period remaining. Well, in our second intermission, we'll again take a look at some out-of-town scores. Some good ones taking place here in the late games on this Saturday night. I'll also give you a recap here of the second period as well. Trojans lead this one 2-0 in this big Section 6 matchup. Looking at the Section 6 standings, if the season were to end today, Wayzata would be the 1 seed, Eden Prairie would be 2. But Benilde St. Margaret's is right on the heels of both those teams. They still also have a shot at that number 1 seed. Beyond those three, though, it's kind of a drop-off as Holy Family and Minnetonka make up the 4 and 5 seeds. Jack Sullivan's shot goes wide. Rounding out the section, you have Hopkins, Armstrong, and Cooper. Into the zone, it'll be icing against Wayzata. Really, in theory, looking at least the QRF rankings, Holy Family probably, unless they were to have an amazing run at the end of the season and Wayzata, Eden Prairie, and Benilde were to fall apart, they'll probably be locked into that number 4 seed in a matchup with either Hopkins or Minnetonka. And what's interesting, now that Hopkins has beaten Minnetonka, you would have to think that maybe the Royals could jump into that number 5 seed and bump Minnetonka down to 6th place. Now that the Royals have that season sweep over the Skippers. Steven Spinner to Mark Sullivan. Up into the air it goes, as Von Ahrens will watch it bounce wide. Here's Matchett. And they're going to be a mile offsides here with 1:11 in the second period. Still a long way to go, though, before we can start talking section playoffs, as both the Trojans and Eagles each have 5 games left, including this one, and a lot on the line in those games. Eden Prairie has another game remaining against Benilde St. Margaret's. Wayzata will have a tough game themselves coming up on Thursday when they head to Braemar to take on Edina, a game that could likely be for the Lake Conference Championship. Under a minute to go. As Matchett up to the point. It gets sent wide and now into the corner. Sullivan to bank it off the wall ahead to Cole Lawrence. His pass picked off. Wayzata good at the line. And Snuggerud there to deny that opportunity. Here's Mark Sullivan. Center it, but nobody there except for Mark Seddon. Now Wayzata player gets tripped up. Nope. Now there is going to be a penalty. I was going to say that would be an awfully interesting no call, but there'll be a Wayzata power play here with 20 seconds to go in the second period. It's certainly not what you're looking for if you're an EP fan. This will be Mark Sullivan heading to the penalty box. He's the team leader in that infamous category, as he'll now have 37 penalty minutes on the season. We'll see what Wayzata can draw up here, as they have scored a power play goal, and they get a third one. That would pretty much be insurmountable with the way this game has gone. Outside the zone it goes. A big clear for Eden Prairie, as that might pretty much do it here for the end of the second period, unless the Trojans get it going quickly here with under 10 seconds. They can't connect on the home run pass. Referee waves off icing. And that's going to do it here for period number 2, as it's the Trojans ahead of Eden Prairie 2-0 here on PSP. We'll have a second period recap up next on PSP Media.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shock.
I think I have the window seat.
You better double check that, my friend. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy. Discount double check. Thanks to the hundreds you saved us, we could upgrade the grill class.
Grill class?
Your tongs are in your seat back.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Guys, this is my cousin Raj.
Hey, boys, I just saved a ton of cash with my State Farm discount double check. So the brats are on me. Oh, geez.
Crazy dream.
Easy. You're gonna wreck Bob's dream. By the way, how's that sausage pillow? Delicious, good stick.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
End of the second period here on PSP Media, as Wayzata's jumped out in front 2-0. Let's give you the scoring summary of the second period, and of course it'll be easy with just the one goal, as Matthew Freitag scored at the 8:56 mark. It was an even strength goal, as Chase Heising and Max Zimmer picked up assists. And for Freitag, that's his 9th goal of the season, now has 21 points on the year. Taking a look at penalties in period number 2. One was assessed to Wayzata, and one was assessed to Eden Prairie. The Eagles failed to score on their power play, while Wayzata will have a minute 38 of power play time to work with once we get the third period underway. Shots on goal in the second period. Again, a heavy edge in favor of Eden Prairie. They led shots on goal 12-4 in the second period. For the game, they're out shooting the Trojans 24-11. But despite holding that advantage, they trail this one 2-0 on the only stat that counts, of course, goals. We'll have another timeout and take a look at out-of-town scores in just a couple of seconds here on PSP Media.
The playoffs are looming, and the the impact of the regular season can take a toll on the body. At Performance Therapy Innovations, they can treat you or your Eagles for those nicks and ailments and help restore athletes physically and mentally for the most important time of the season. Performance Therapy Innovations will get you back to doing the things you love while minimizing your discomfort and maximizing your performance. Performance Therapy Innovations, helping Eagle athletes unleash their full potential. Located off Valley View Road in 169, online at pti-tc.com.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
End of two periods here at the Plymouth Ice Center. Trojans ahead of the Eagles 2-0. And despite the fact that Eden Prairie's outshot Wayzata 24-11 so far in this game. And as you can see, Wayzata will have a minute 38 of power play time carrying over to the third period. Let's take a look at some out-of-town scores taking place this evening. Hillmurray's opened up a 3-0 lead over North St. Paul with 12 minutes left in the second period. Also, Egan's out in front of Prior Lake 2-1 at the end of one period. Bloomington Kennedy leading Rosemount 2-1 with a couple of seconds left in the second period. Also have Delano leading Orono 4-1. The battle of West Lake Minnetonka schools. And from earlier today, some notable scores. East Grand Forks topped War Road 5-1 in a Section 8A matchup. And Lakeville North likely has wrapped up the number 1 seed in Section 1AA as they beat Lakeville South 7-2. Of note, though, is that Lakeville South actually had a 2-1 lead in that game after the first period before North was able to turn things on. Other scores, Edina was over Holy Angels 5-1, and it was Hopkins beating Minnetonka 3-1 as the Royals sweep the season series against the Minnetonka Skippers. So congratulations to them. We'll have the third period on the way in just a few minutes. This is High School Hockey on PSBMN.com.
I'm Dr. Dennis Linslink, Clinic Administrator and Patient Care Coordinator for Advocare Clinics. And I'd like to welcome you to our office. Advocare Clinics is considered an outpatient rehabilitation facility. We're pretty much one-stop shop. We offer wellness and prevention as well as acute pain and injury management. We have 3 distinct departments in Advocare. We have a physical therapy department, a chiropractic, wellness and prevention and acupuncture department, and a medical procedure department. And the unique characteristic is how we combine those therapies. Our goal is to prevent surgeries or conditions getting worse. So one of our specialties is knee, hip, ankle, shoulder problems, where people are considering surgery. Many times we can then provide care that'll buy them 5 to 10 years of ongoing function with their original equipment, their own joints and shoulders. Our patients tell us that they like the attention to detail that we deliver in our therapies. Most of our patients give us a 7+ score on a 1 to 10 scale, which means we're meeting a good amount of patient satisfaction based on your scores. Advocare's mission is to provide you a full and active lifestyle to the limits that you want, not what your body gives you.
Advocare Clinics, located off 494 and Highway 100, online at advocaremn.com.
playoffs are looming, and the impact of the regular season can take a toll on the body. At Performance Therapy Innovations, they can treat you or your Eagles for those nicks and ailments and help restore athletes physically and mentally for the most important time of the season. Performance Therapy Innovations will get you back to doing the things you love while minimizing your discomfort and maximizing your performance. Performance Therapy Innovations, helping Eagle athletes unleash their full potential. Located off Valley View Road in 169, online at pti-tc.com.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials? Or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Be a part of the next big thing. Consider advertising with PSB. You'll reach a consistent and loyal audience for less than traditional forms of advertising, such as print and TV, and listeners will associate you with quality and reliability. When they hear your ad, they'll appreciate it and know you're helping to support and keep JFK and Eden Prairie athletics on the air. And the ad rates are never going to be lower. PSB offers 30-second audio advertisements written and produced professionally, web and banner advertising, live 10 to 15-second liners describing your business during the broadcast, and segment sponsorship opportunities. PSB offers a number of different advertising packages to accommodate your specific needs. For more information, go to psbmn.com/advertise.
Almost ready for the start of the third period here on PSB Media. Wayzata will have a minute 38 of power play time to work with. That's going to be a gigantic power play as they already lead this game 2-0. And boy, 3 goals pretty much is going to be insurmountable with the way this game's gone and the way that Wayzata goaltender Vaughn Ahrens has looked so far in this one. He's been nearly unbeatable. Well, he has been unbeatable against Eden Prairie. He's now gone 5+ periods without giving up a goal against the Eagles, as again he had the shutout victory against Eden Prairie a couple of weeks ago at the Community Center in EP. Referee still talking things over there on the side. 24-11 shots on goal. Eden Prairie has the lead. It's just been one of those games where Wayzata has been opportunistic and has played good defense and has gotten great goaltending from Vaughn Ahrens. Referees kind of taking their times here to get things going here in the third period. Not sure if they... Wondering if they're seeing some kind of crack or something on the ice as you... To our left here on the screen, they're throwing the puck on the ice over there, trying to see if there's some kind of slippery area. Now we see Luke Snugrud skating over towards that area as well. While they get our ice malfunction taken care of, we'll take a very brief timeout as well. This is high school hockey on PSB Media.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
All right, well, I think our ice malfunction has been taken over as the referee just chatted with Lee Smith and Pat O'Leary, and I think they both said, hey, let's go ahead and play on this, even though the referee was examining a spot in front of the goal of Jake Gertis. So Wayzata here on the power play for another mid-30. We'll have it in the Eden Prairie zone. Cleared away. Here's Keeley trying to look for a shorthanded opportunity. On the season, the Eagles actually do have 4 shorthanded goals. Colton Schmidt, who's not playing in this game with an injury, has one, as does Michael Graham. And Steven Spinner has 2 shorties, so they are capable of scoring some shorthanded goals, and they could certainly use one. Trailing this one 2-0. Dumped into the zone. Brady Shue will get there first. Can't quite clear it as it's held in by Freitag. He goes up to the point to Lindstrand, takes a shot. And no, I don't hear a referee's whistle at all. Gertis made the save, but the referees forgot to blow the whistle. So I guess in theory you could, I don't know, go check the referee since they always say play to the whistle. But if there is no whistle, keep going, I guess. 56 seconds. Freitag trying to avoid Andy Aguilar. It's up to the point to Lindstrom. Out of the far side to the top of the circle, it's Lindstrand. Thought about a one-timer. They go back to him. It'll be Stevens across. A blast from the top of the circle. Gertis deflects it up into the netting with 34 seconds on the power play. Performance Therapy Innovations. They're located in the Golden Triangle in Eden Prairie. It's the place where athletes get results. If you're rehabbing from an injury, they can get you back on the field or the ice quickly. And they also have other techniques which can train you to get you to the top of your game as Gertis makes the save. You have state-of-the-art technology, the best you'll find in really anywhere in the metro area. They can hook you up with those 3D sensors and really analyze your golf swing or maybe your hockey shot or baseball swing, or if you're a football quarterback, analyze your throwing motion. Performance Therapy Innovations online at athletespti.com, athletespti.com. 18 on the power play to go as Wayzata will send that over to Hank Sorensen, who had the first goal of the game. Now it's cleared outside the zone where it'll be picked up by Hemingway. Hemingway will fire it over to Chad Olson. A couple of ticks on the clock on the power play, and that'll do it as Eden Prairie is now full strength. Loose for a moment near the circle as Eden Prairie will slap it back into the zone. Parrish to send it back in. Snuggerud will get whistled, I believe, for a hand pass with 14:55 left in regulation. 2-0 Wayzata with the lead. And even though Eden Prairie has the heavy advantage in shots on goal, they've only had a few grade A chances. Wayzata's been playing a good, solid defensive game. And they've been backed up by some great goaltending. Blocked out in front. Here's Argetsinger on the outlet pass. He'll dump it into the zone. Argetsinger will chase it down himself. Now it's Graham from the far side. Backhands it over to Steven Spinner. Argetsinger to leave it to Graham. A little bit of a switch here for the Eagles as Argetsinger's taken the place of Cole Lawrence on that first line. So some more mixing and matching with those lines for Coach Lee Smith's squad. And trying to dig things out. And Argetsinger will try to get it out of the corner. It's been stuck there for the last few seconds. Now it'll trickle out to Snuggerud's stick, but he'll be out at center ice as the Eagles will have to reset. He'll dump it into the zone with under 14 minutes to go. Shue to ring it around the end wall. And now it's touched up as the referee blows the whistle, and we may be getting a penalty. Looks like the referee signaling for a slash. And who's this one going to be against? Wayzata, as Alex Stevens will go to the box. Another big power play opportunity here for EP. They're 0 for 1 so far in the game. And again, coming into this one, they had been playing much better on their power play. In their past 5+ games, they're 5 for 14 with the man advantage. Wayzata's penalty kill unit Done a great job, 91% on the season, including killing off 16 of their last 18 power plays against. Here's Brady Shue. Aguilar avoids a Wayzata player. Second unit on the ice. Wayzata will clear it down deep. Gertis will leave it for Brady Shue. Actually, now they'll leave it for Snuggerud. Minute 22 on EP's man advantage. Got to get things going here, trailing 2-0. Here's Steven Spinner with a burst of speed. Spinner gets tripped up. Play continues. And the puck down low. It's up to Snuggerud at the point. Snuggerud over to Sullivan. He goes back to Snuggerud. Thought about a shot. Now Graham. Kind of around the world they go. It'll be Sullivan. Now Snuggerud. Over to Michael Graham at the top of the circle. Fires a shot. Blocked. Wayzata can't clear it. Here's Snuggerud. Over to Spinner. He takes a shot. Deflected up in the air, but goes wide. 37 on the power play. Eden Prairie player gets tripped up. Here's Wayzata 2-on-2 shorthanded. Heising works his way to the slot. Gertis with a big save. Rebound opportunity goes wide. Nice job by Heising to stay patient and get a good look from that slot area. Here's Mark Sullivan with a blast. And turned away by the goaltender Von Ahrens with 14 seconds on the power play. Good back and forth action. Referee still talking things over with Von Ahrens, and now it looks like we'll be ready to go. Cleared outside, and that should do it here for the Eden Prairie power play. And they'll be 0 for 2. Out in front, a shot for Wayzata, turned away by Gertis, and boy, he's come up with a couple of big saves here for the Eagles in this one. From the end wall, Steven Spinner trying to avoid Lindstrand, who's had a nice physical game for the Trojans in this one. Doing a good job playing that physical style and really being a pest here to these Eagle forwards. Tied up along the advertising near the Wayzata bench. It trickles free. And now flip it into the air to the neutral zone as Brady Shue across to Andy Aguilar. Michael Parrish lost the puck. Approaching 11 minutes in the third. And it's tied up behind the net of Ahrens. Sorensen, among others, trying to dig it out. They get it over to Freitag. Good defense by Brady Shue. Aguilar being bothered by Freitag. He'll actually get the puck out at neutral. Now sends it back into the zone. Some switches here defensively as now we see Shue and Aguilar playing on a D pair. We've seen Sullivan playing with Snuggerud here in the third period as Lee Smith has switched up his combos a little bit. On that first line, it's now Arksinger, who's seen some time up with Spinner and Graham, as now Lawrence has been moved on to a line with Max Sullivan and Jack Keeley. Icing against Wayzata with 10:20. To the right of Jake Gertis. Tonight's game also brought to you by the Mulch Store. And the best compost Midwest that make your neighbors green with envy. Find them online, mulchstoremn.com. If you're listening for Wayzata, they have a location near you in Minnetrista. Check them out this spring. They deliver to your home. Or if you want to go out to the site, you can do that yourself. mulchstoremn.com, mulchstoremn.com. Clock about 20 seconds behind. Wayzata scores! Luke Peterson puts Wayzata ahead by 3. As Patterson with a gigantic goal, and that might seal the deal with the way this game's gone. Let's take a look at the opportunity here for Wayzata out in front. Uncovered was Luke Patterson. And a big goal as he's got Eden Prairie in one heck of a hole, now trailing this one 3-0. Interesting, according to the scoreboard here, Eden Prairie does not have a shot on goal yet in this third period, apparently. Doesn't quite seem right to me. Here's Luke Snuggerud behind the net. Now whistled down with 9:42. So Patterson picks up his fourth goal of the season. He has 10 points. Into the corner, Wayzata will leave it down low. It'll be Steven Spinner. This is the largest deficit that Eden Prairie has faced in a game since when they played Edina at Braemar Ice Arena back at the Edina Holiday Classic near Christmas time. At one point, Eden Prairie trailed that game 4-1. They did pick up a late goal and lost 4-2, but the Eagles have not lost a game by 3 or more goals this season. And another stat for you. Wayzata undefeated on the year when they score at least 3 goals in a game. When they score 3, Wayzata is 13-0-1. So quite a hill to climb here for EP. And of course, working on a shutout, Wayzata already has 6 on the season. You can see why this is certainly a state tournament caliber team. They're not that flashy, as again they're being outshot in this one, but they take advantage of chances, play good defense, and get great goaltending. A slap shot. Gertis makes the save, gives up a rebound now, but the referee's whistle goes first before Gertis dropped it. Well, we don't have sound here on the replays, but Gertis had dropped it, but at that point the whistle had already blown. Play back to center ice. It'll be Brady Shue with the puck. Bumped into the zone. It'll be picked up by Hank Sorensen. Sends it across to Bill Duma. Pushed into the zone. Shue lost it. It'll be Luke Patterson, the goal scorer for Marier, loose in front. Eden Prairie there to move it away from danger. Here's Luke Snuggerud across the blue line. Tried to center it, but nobody near the puck for his team. Under 7:40 here in the third period. Wayzata out to a 3-0 lead. As they'll flip that out ahead as Mark Sullivan over to Clays. Takes a long shot, blocker saved by Von Ahrens. Gave up a rebound, but now let's hit back out to neutral and a break chance for Wayzata. From an odd angle, a shot right on from Bill Matchett. Save made by Gertis. Now a Gopher hockey score if you're a college hockey fan. Gophers have a 1-0 lead over Michigan State. In the second intermission in that one, Gophers trying to rebound after a, quote, loss last night. And I say that because it was in a shootout, and officially, shootouts don't count nationally, and it wouldn't count in my book either. I'm not a big fan of a shootout, simply because a game's decided by a skills competition. I don't see that in any other sport. Like tomorrow, we won't see the Super Bowl decided by a punt, pass, and kick competition. Although it would be awfully fun to try to see who could throw the ball further between Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson. Scooped up out of the air by Von Ahrens. And it'll be a face-off to the left of Wayzata's netminder. Trickles outside the zone. Luke Snuggerud will go left side to Mark Sullivan. Again, those two are now playing on the same D pair as Coach Smith has switched things up a little bit. Argensinger gets hit into the boards. Cleared outside, Sullivan from the end wall will leave it for Luke Snuggerud. And now it'll be Alex Stevens. He'll go across. Now up to Max Zimmer. Dumped in. There to pick it up is Brady Shue. Shot through traffic, loose out in front. Freitag can't get a stick on it. Now it's poked back out to neutral. Whipped back into the zone. Freitag to the end wall, takes an odd angle shot. Hit the side of the cage. Now Freitag overskates it. It'll be Parrish. Lloyd's a Wayzata check. He'll skate with it up along the left wing side. There's Wayzata in transition. It's Mark Sendon. Tried to center it, but turned away by the Eden Prairie defense. Off the half wall by Andy Aguilar and dumped into the zone as the Eagles are off on a change. I'd like to say hello to one of our viewers for tonight's game, Sue Johnson, who is listening from Fort Myers. Had a chance to talk to a relative before the game saying that she was watching tonight's game. So hello, Sue from Fort Myers. Thanks for tuning into our game. If you'd like to send us messages during our broadcast, we have our email address, psbchannel2@gmail.com, or follow us on Twitter at psbmn. And if you can't remember those, find links on our game tracker screen. 4:41 here in the third period. 3-1 Trojans out in front. Been a while since we've had a whistle in this one, as Snuggerud will throw it at the net. And just as I say that, we do get play whistled down with 4.5. So Wayzata will keep pace with Edina in the Lake Conference if this score holds. Edina 4-0-1. Wayzata also looking to move to 4-0-1 in the Lake Conference. Those two teams will square off at Braemar Arena this Thursday. Now Stevens spinner from the circle will go down low, try a wraparound, still loose out in front. Wayzata there to skate away with it. Now to the left side, it's Freitag. It's poked off the puck by Luke Snuggerud. At the point, Lindstrand has it. His shot goes wide. It's Stevens with the puck. Freitag will have it now as he's pressured by a couple of EP players. Gets sent way up into the air. And now it's Spinner. Spinner with a burst of speed. His shot blocked. Down to 3.5. He gets it out to Sullivan at the point. He will send it right back down low. And now it's Aguilar. Across to Brady Shue. He goes back to Aguilar. Wayzata banks it in. Aguilar will have it. Shue being quickly pressured by Matt Nelson. Here's Eden Prairie across the blue line. Nelson can't quite clear it. They take a shot. It was blocked. And now a break for Wayzata. Here's Nelson. Penalty coming up against Eden Prairie. And now it's interesting whether we're going to see a penalty shot or just a conventional 2-minute power play. I think Nelson probably didn't have the complete angle to go for the penalty shot. And it looks like it'll just be Aguilar going to the box. Let's take a look, though, at the breakaway from just a moment ago. You be the judge on this one. Yeah, it looks like Aguilar kind of worked even there with Nelson, so good job. Probably did not call that one a penalty shot. A power play for Wayzata. Bad insult to injury as Eden Prairie's down by 3 goals, and now they got the Trojans on the power play. What a pass to the doorstep. Curtis with a great save to get a glove on that one, as the Trojans have kind of gone tic-tac-toe with a couple of good looks. There's another shot. Curtis makes the save. Minute 34 on the power play and 2:29 here in regulation. Let's see if we can catch that last save from Curtis here on replay. Curtis kind of sprawling, awkwardly got his glove on it, but got a piece of it enough to make that save on a tough backdoor pass. Hemingway with it. He'll send it down low. Snuggerud trying to apply some pressure. They'll pass it up to Hemingway. Down low, fanning on his attempt was Chad Olson, and now it's cleared outside the zone. Across the blue line, it's Hemingway. Over to the right side, back to Hemingway. They'll have it at the top of the circle. Great pass across, but they couldn't quite get the stick on that. And good passing here from the Trojans on the power play. They throw it out in front. Eden Prairie can't go. They do clear it as it just trickles outside the blue line. And now sent back in as the Trojans are off on a line change. Minute 30. Here's Luke Snuggerud shorthanded. They'll play it back to Sullivan. Now flip it into the zone. 25 on the power play. Wayzata will pass it over to the left side. And now a hit into the boards. And Sullivan over to Argetsinger. He'll dump it in with 1 minute left. And Eden Prairie will be full strength in just a couple of ticks. Here's Mark Sullivan. Banks it off the wall. Caught by the Wayzata defense. Mark Sullivan trying to corral that bouncing puck. Now from the far side, Wayzata will play it behind their own net. It's Spindler over to the left side. Cleared out to neutral. Under 30. Shot. Gertis gets a piece of it. Brett Bold now doing double duty as he played in the JV game earlier, which Wayzata won by an identical 3-0 score. Pass in front looking for a goal was Mark Senden. 8 seconds as it's tied up in the corner up to the point. A one-timer at the end. That goes wide from Spindler, and that's going to do it here at the Plymouth Ice Center as Wayzata skates away with a 4-0 victory over Eden Prairie. And with the win, they likely will clinch the number 1 seed here in Section 6. So a big win for Pat O'Leary's team. We'll have the Sun Current postgame show coming up in just 30 seconds here on PSB Media.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
Welcome back here to the Plymouth Ice Center as this game has gone final. Wayzata over Eden Prairie 3-0. This is the Sun Current postgame show. Sun Current, your community news source for over 50 years in the Southwest Metro. Whether it's news, sports, school board news, you'll find it at the Sun Current. They're now mobile user-friendly at current.mnsun.com. Well, Wayzata gets a big 3-0 victory over EP, and barring a late collapse of epic proportions, they'll be the number 1 seed in Section 6. Let's give you a recap of the scoring in tonight's game. Scoring at 3:56 of the first period was Wayzata's Hank Sorensen, his second of the season. That put the Trojans ahead 1-0, as that's where we stood after one period. Also had just one goal in the second period. It was Matthew Freitag, who's been a thorn in Eden Prairie's side over the past few years. Scored his 9th of the season. Had 8:56, but put the Trojans ahead 2-0. And they picked up their third goal about midway through the third period on a goal by Luke Patterson, his 4th of the season. As that was the final score, 3-0 Wayzata over EP. Taking a look at special teams numbers in the game, Wayzata was able to get some carnage going on the power play, even though they came into the game 1 for 16 in their past 5 games. Wayzata for the power play on the game went 1 for 3. Eden Prairie went 0 for 2. Shots on goal in the third period. Wayzata held a big 11-3 advantage. And overall for the game, 27-22. Eden Prairie led in the shots on goal department. So Eagles dominated the first 2 periods, but then the Trojans were able to turn up the pressure in period number 3. Eden Prairie will drop to 12-7-2 on the season and 2-3 in the Lake Conference. Wayzata will move to 16-4-1. They'll be 4-0-1 in the Lake Conference. And looking at Section 6, they'll likely be the number 1 seed once we get into the postseason. Next game for Wayzata will be on Thursday as they'll play at Edina. Next game for Eden Prairie will be Thursday as they host Minnetonka. That's a game we'll have for you on PSB Thursday at 7 o'clock, so make sure you tune in for that. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, also the Tavern on 4 and 5, Advocare Clinics of Minnesota, the Mulch Store, and Performance Therapy Innovations and BEC TV, among many others. Make sure you give all those local sponsors your patronage as that money stays local here in the metro area. For Adam Wells, this is Brett Johnson signing off. Again, Wayzata over Eden Prairie tonight, 3-0 here on PSBMN.com.
Thanks for tuning in to live local play-by-play coverage of the Eagles High School sports. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, The Mulch Store, Alpha Investment Advisors, Performance Therapy Innovations, Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, and Healthy Training. Keep it tuned to PSBMN.com for more broadcasts of Eagles High School sports.